And as you know, Open Door is, a $14 billion company on the NASDAQ right now. It's crazy, man.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. All right. Well, we are officially live on 3 platforms right now. We're live on Instagram, we're live on YouTube, and we're live on Facebook. So I'm actually gonna kill our little theme music. And while I'm doing that, Ambrose, if you could just kind of share out with our guests a little bit about our platform, and then I'm going to introduce our platform to our guests. You're on mute, my friend.
There it is. Can you hear me?
Gary.
Good. So thanks for joining our podcast today. So the goal for this podcast is to introduce savvy wholesalers or investors in different niches to newbie investors, who's looking to get into the game but don't really know where to start from. Our goal is to introduce you guys to kind of help give motivation, introduce them basically the step to take to basically build their company as well. So thanks again for being on the show.
100%, 100%. Thanks for having us.
All right. So gang, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, we're super stoked. We're super excited. The Triad is back. As you guys know, our partner Kivo is on a little bit of a sabbatical. He's got his daddy hat on. They're going to be expecting at any point here and got to get some things accomplished. So we're holding it down, and we're holding it down strong. We have today Jonah and Julius, and what's really dope is there's very few people that we've kind of run across that have really mastered this partnership thing the way the Triad has. And what's even more dope is they're not even in the same city. So I really want to just kind of ask you guys to kind of get us moving by just talking about how you guys even hooked up in the first place, and then transition into the real estate game. So who wants to take first shot at that?
Man, yeah, I was gonna say, man, it was like I was telling you earlier, Earl. I'm a marketing guy. I'm a networking guy. I figure out different innovative strategies in which I can find people who would be of value to my circle, to my life. Because one of the biggest things that I believe in, that me and Julius insight and the people in our company, is your net worth is only as big as your network. So if you fill your network with valuable people, your net worth will in turn follow. So there's this platform that I was researching when I began my wholesaling career, called myhousedeals.com. And I was going on myhousedeals.com, and I was acting as the disposition wholesaler. So I would go on this platform. I would qualify these deals on there. And there's one deal, a specific deal I saw in Houston, listed by man Julius Hardy, that really caught my eye. A great deal, a lot of equity, and there's a turnkey property with minimal repairs because it was just recently rehabbed. And I hit him up and I was like, "Hey, do you think I can help you JV this deal out?" And we started from there. We started speaking on email, and it's crazy. It's crazy. We didn't end up speaking, and it's actually crazier because there was a point in time when I was emailing Julius back and forth, just trying to help him out, disposition his property. It was a point in time when Julius, you actually emailed me and told me that you found a buyer and this one was going to be sewed up, and I thought our relationship was going to end there. I'm like, oh, dang it, man, I missed this one. And then Julius actually calls me one day, says, "Hey, you got a minute to talk?" After that email, calls me and tells me, "Hey, actually, the buyer fell through, and I still want to see if you want to cultivate this partnership and helping me get this property dispositioned." And ever since that, man, we just kept on going and going with more deals, and we just formed this deeper partnership because we both were people who provided results to each other's lives, and that's what got us to become so close very quickly.
Yeah, and it's crazy because that was actually my first deal.
So now I need Julius, I need you to kind of give me your rendition of how you guys met. To see how they're parallel but different.
Okay, so me finding the gym in Houston, I researched on how to market, network, and many different platforms to put it on. I had it under contract, so I ended up listing it on my deals. Something's wrong with my computer. 1 second, hold on.
Yeah, you just need to come off of mute, Julius, and you should be good to go.
So yeah, I found that gem and I listed on My House Deals, and I get an email from Jonah. Jonah is like, hey man, I feel like, this is a good deal. Got some buyers. Pretty much everything that Jonah said was the same thing. But me, I'm a virtual wholesaler. I'm not even in Houston.
Right.
I look for the best markets in the nation, and with that's increasing in property value, and and I kind of pinpoint where the investors want to invest, and we lock up deals, and that actually helped broaden Jonah's mind into going more virtual as well. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was my first deal, and that opened more deals with a mentor. The owner of that house is actually a owner of a very successful LLC, and he actually brought us more opportunities, and even since then has been mentoring us. So we pretty much started together. Yeah, that's the story.
So that's interesting, because even though the Triad, we're direct to seller in New York, but we're virtual wholesalers as well in other markets. But I don't even ever think we broke it down for our viewers, the nuances of virtual wholesaling. So if you don't mind, just share with our audience, how you guys approach your process to successfully virtual wholesale.
Well, my best thing was when I first started, I would go on Zillow and I would look for sale by owners. I would go on Craigslist. I would market on Facebook. I would just, because everything's right here in front of you on your laptop. You can do anything. I don't even remember ever driving for dollars, but everybody's different and they got their own ways of getting their deals. So, yeah, that's my recommendation. Add every group in every market you want to go in, whether it's Houston, whether it's Florida, whether it's Georgia. You add all them groups, get on Connected Investors, get on Craigslist, get everywhere. Zillow, Redfin. You can wholesale houses that agents have under contract. All you gotta do is a double dip strategy. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's virtual wholesaling, man. Just get on there and talk to people, network with people. If you put in 50% of the work and you work hard and you have a genuine heart, the universe will meet you the rest of the half of the way.
Ooh. That was deep, man. Look, if you're checking this out on IG, Facebook, or YouTube, you want to hit rewind on that last statement, because that whole idea about the universe bringing back into your existence what you're putting out is super important. You got to be on the same frequency. And I'm not sure if I'm speaking to a lot of spiritual people. I feel like I am. I think most entrepreneurs have to be.
I feel like we're in that age where people are waking up now. We got some pretty spiritual people on here picking up what I'm putting down, definitely.
Nice, very nice. Hey, so I'm gonna kick it over to my partner, Ambrose.
So for any of you guys, if you could please answer this question, how did you guys start it, like with the education wise? Some people got mentor. I know you was talking about mentorship, and have you guys like started with reading books or just like listening to podcasts or YouTube University, I guess?
So I want to definitely answer this, because I know Julius is. Julius is the school of hard knocks, man. Julius learned by experience, trial and error. My process behind it was slightly more refined, because I went out and the one thing that got me into wholesaling was what was his name? Cameron Dunlap was his name. A man by Cameron Dunlap, who had a course out, who basically offered a proposal of being able to provide no fee funding for a double close on any wholesale deal under $1 million. And I'm like, man, you're just offering money? All I gotta do is buy your course and learn how to wholesale? Heck yeah, that's what got me into it. That was that was the start to my education, is learning through that course and then having that incentive of the no fee funding for the double closing. I thought that was too much of a value to give up. And that's where I started there. From there, I read, I watched YouTube videos, and then I went out and I conquered. I learned by trial and error alongside Julius, and now we're doing the thing, man.
Taking action, constantly learning, never stop learning, because if you ever want to get into any market, there's something called specialized knowledge. Everywhere you go, you got to know what you're doing. Never stop learning. So like even recently, I started off trial and error, Jerry Norton, what's his name? Anyways, all the other famous wholesalers, Astro Flip and all that, YouTube, and I never paid for a course. But it's like, and then I was also learning, about more of my spirituality as well, and really keeping myself aligned. And it's crazy because recently I was like, man, I'm gonna get this course to really, learn more and sharpen up on my knowledge, and invest. And it's, an expensive course. It was a specific course. And then a week later, I met a guy who actually just came out of this course, right? The same exact course that we were going to invest in, and he just gave us the login. So
it works out, doesn't
it? So I mean that's another testimony. The universe works.
Right. Energy, definitely. So for my next question, if you could recommend any book to a wholesaler that's listening to this podcast, what would it be? Just one book.
Man, Julius, do you have an answer to that?
I have so many.
My knee-jerk reaction was, okay, what's a good real estate wholesaling book? But honestly, my answer to that would be a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Yeah,
it's not a book about real estate. It's not a book about wholesaling. It's a book about getting people to do business with you, essentially.
I agree with that statement, because I was going to say the same thing as far as along the lines of it. A book I would recommend wouldn't have anything to do with real estate. It would have more to do with mindset and being able to adopt the character of going into real estate. And I was going to say, How to Sell Your Way Through Life by Napoleon Hill.
Napoleon Hill. Yeah, that's a giant.
Those are two great answers, being that, real estate is all about the mindset, right? You have to have a strong mindset to be in this game, because, some days you won't be selling for a month or 2, 3, 4, some weak-minded person might give up. So you definitely need to have a strong mindset to really keep going.
Jude, you know how it is, man.
You ready? Jonah knows where I'm going, because the universe will keep knocking you down to make sure you want it. Like, you know what I mean? It'll resist you every time before you get, it lets you get in the big boy club, you know what I mean? And where you want to be, the universe will have its fun with you for a minute, but it'll stop picking on you eventually when you keep standing up to it, because the universe loves persistence. Keep showing up. It's all you gotta do. That's all any of the advice I have to give anybody is take action, never stop learning, and even while you're learning, take action. And then if you're failing, it's not failure, because only failure you're gonna have is if you quit.
Right. Absolutely.
Right, and just to finish off that, I mean, it doesn't happen overnight. 99% of these success stories doesn't happen overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Got to give it time. It didn't take me and Julius to close our first deal until 6-7 months down the line, man. It takes a while. You just have to stick through it, be strong-minded, and then it's like climbing a mountain. It sucks climbing up. Then once you get there to the peak, the feeling of triumph, and it's easy going down. Easy going down, man. You have to overcome that hump, and everything else will follow. Like Julius is saying, the universe will align itself for you in your life.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I'm going to pass the next question to Earl.
Guys, let me just unpack that a little bit, because typically Ambrose will ask about the mindset and the daily operations, and I'm more of the strategist type. Tell us about buyers list. Tell us about your strategy for getting direct to seller. But none of that other stuff, none of those tactics, none of those strategies make a difference if you don't have the right mindset coming into this. because you could be doing everything right, but come about this the wrong way. The one thing I shared with this group maybe 2 or 3 podcasts before is, if you come into this with a W-2 mindset or an employee mindset where I'm going to work an hour and I should get paid, I'm going to work 40 hours and then I should get paid, stop before you even get started. You got to have an entrepreneur mindset and knowing, guys, this team said they were putting it in not 2 months, not 3 months, not 4. I think I heard 6 months before they got their breakthrough. A lot of us are not committed to doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, go ahead, brother.
Breakthrough though comes,
Now, Julius and Jonah, maybe you guys can just share before we move from this. What kept you moving during that drought?
I wanted to be recession proof. I had owned a general contractors company, but it was only cosmetics, like painting and stuff, and janitorial clean. But when COVID hit me, I lost everything. Okay, I was doing good too, and I just lost everything when COVID hit. So I had to think my way out of that. You know what I mean? And just really, figure out ways to become recession proof, like I said. So I just started marketing, networking, because I already had connections. I already knew what wholesaling was. I worked with real estate investors already because I was, you know what I mean? And I was already doing a little bit here and there, half-assing it, you know what I mean? But you might want to cut that out. We don't want to get canceled. You know how they're doing it.
Family show, brother.
But, just half doing it. But when that hit, I'm like, man, all in. You got to burn the ship or retreat and keep moving forward. You know what I mean? Because when you don't have no option or nothing else to retreat on, you don't have nothing to fall back on. The only option is to succeed. So, that's just fight or flight, I guess, right? Fear kicked in and you win.
I love that. For me, Earl, it was my purpose. It was like, simply put, I'm a man who lives every day in my purpose, and that's what motivates me and gets me up in the morning. And my purpose is 100% surrounded around my mom. She inspired me as a woman. She grew up and spent 25 years in corporate America, climbed the ladder, and she was in the top 0.000000001% of women in America. Man, she was a stud. And I'm using past tense verbiage because she passed away 2 years ago. And after she came out of corporate America, the reason why was she lost a CFO position to a man, in which a position she was almost guaranteed to get, but she did not get because she was a woman. She came out of corporate America because of it, started her own wine business, and she killed it. That inspired me. Because of that, I started my entrepreneurial journey. I did e-commerce, I started my marketing company, now I'm doing wholesaling. And my purpose now is to live on that legacy, to be able to take those lessons and teachings that she's taught me and inspiration from her life, to then keep on building businesses. I'll have that W-2 mindset, because I never want to be there, because that's what my mom didn't raise me to think like. She inspired me to be someone to go get it. And that's what I'm going to keep on doing. I'm going to keep on going and get it. I'm going to keep on building businesses, and I'm going to live on that legacy that she started for us and my family. And that's what gets me up in the morning. That's what drives me, man. It's the vision. Eventually 10, 15 years down the line now, I want to be able to have an amazing story that I can one day produce a movie about. And I want my mom to be the driving, the center of that movie. So I wake up every day envisioning that movie coming out in theater. That's what gets me up in the morning. That's what makes me do what I do, because I want to see that happen, and it's going to happen.
It is going to happen. It is. And that's awesome. That's actually very moving.
Hey, before I ask my next question, Ambrose, please unpack that for our viewers, because they just dropped some stuff that every entrepreneur has to have day one if this shit's gonna work.
I mean, if I can really put together both of you guys things that you said, right? It's your whys, right? We all have our whys, why we want to do this, and it seems like Jonah, if I said the name right, and Julius, you guys both, have your whys, and you guys are sticking to it. No matter where you at right now, you're gonna keep going. Keep overcoming obstacles. Even though you might have a drought, 2, 3, 4 months, in a year, you gonna still keep going. And so, anybody that's listening, you got to keep going as well. It doesn't matter where you're at or what you're accomplishing right now. You got to keep going if you really want to succeed in this business. And that's
And
it.
always keep investing in themselves as well. Always invest in yourself. Like me and Jonah and we invested in a hedge fund list and started contacting hedge fund, managers and all this, and you know what I mean, for buyers. And that's really how it started. You know what I mean?
Excellent.
In our buyers list. And we was just like, from there it was up.
So let's pivot for a moment. Okay, so we talked a little bit about mindset. We talked a little bit about having a big why. In fact, the saying is, if your why isn't big enough to make you cry, then you got to reinvest what it is you're doing and why you're looking to do it. So let's talk about strategies and tactics now. So right now, you guys are at an interesting crossroad because a lot of folks start out more direct to seller, and you guys have kind of gone through a bit of an evolution. So take us through that process. Clearly, I always ask this, and you guys are not off the hook. Some of our viewers are grinding, but they haven't gotten that first deal yet. So they haven't gotten that proof of concept. Take us back to what your first deal looked like and maybe the backstory on how it came to you.
Facebook groups, networking with other wholesalers who are acquisition, because there's two types of wholesalers. People that are listening, there's an acquisition wholesaler, there's a dispo wholesaler. Me and Jonah have seemed to master dispo wholesaling. Okay, acquisition wholesaling is going to take more money, more time, and we're starting to invest in that department in our company now as well. But we found a wholesaler with a deal, and then we closed on it because we had pull trigger buyers, hedge fund buyers, so that's what I would advise, like wholesalers just starting with not a lot of capital to start with. JV with an acquisitions wholesaler with a good deal, get a buyer, get your money up, build some capital, start investing in your own direct to seller deals.
100%. Just be someone that buyers can like learn the buyer lingo, learn how they talk, build those relationships with the buyers, really get in their mindset and reach out to them and let them know that you're going to be the guy to get results for them. Because at the end of the day, it's easier to find a deal for a buyer than to find a deal, if that makes sense. The transaction will be way smoother if you already have a deal that's in your buyer's criteria than going out and finding a deal and then finding a buyer. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we're so effective on our side of the business, because we have our buyers, we have their criteria. Now we're going out and finding the deals that fit that criteria. And, it's simple from there.
I love it, guys. I love it. And if you guys were on our live a couple of days ago, you heard the exact same strategy from another investor in a completely different part of the country. All right. He shared the most effective way for a newbie to get started is the JV. Go out and get your buyer list established first. Know what your buyers want, know what their buy box is, and then network with other people in the game. So when they have a deal that fits your buyer's buy box, you can connect it too. I can't, guys, it's not that this information is hidden, it's in plain sight, but you got to act on it.
You see, believe that. Ask, you shall receive. Start talking to the universe more. Try that mindset first, because if you don't get your mindset right, you will be denied.
Absolutely. All right, I'm gonna kick it over to you, Kiva, or Ambrose, my brother.
I'll mute it first. I'm sorry. So, being that you guys are both virtually, right? You guys are in different space, different states. How are you, what is the schedule like, your daily schedule? So when you wake up in the morning to when you go to bed, what are you guys are doing every day?
Yeah, man. So to touch on that virtual aspect, we share a calendar, we share emails. That's how connected we are, bro. We're really partners. And in the morning, we wake up, prospect, and follow up. Throughout the day, meetings scheduled. It's variable to what our day or week is geared around. But we're always looking to build our buyers list every single day of the week, building buyers, adding at least 25 new buyers a week to our list. Qualified buyers, vetted buyers, people who are pull trigger buyers. That's usually what our day to day looks like, is networking and then
Qualifying buyers.
qualifying buyers. So I mean that's day to day, and then of course when you have your closings, transaction coordinating, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Excellent. So,
Wow. I was just gonna add, like, what other system are you guys using to, keep connected? I know you said calendar. What other system are you guys using right now?
Phone.
Yeah, yeah,
Phone,
100%. Yeah. Top,
email, before we have access to each other's emails as well. So we're always, picking up each other's slack. And if he's busy doing something else,
Right.
I'm running deals, numbers, and he vice versa, because we're building something here. We're in two different departments in our company, residential and multifamily. He's in charge of the multifamily. I'm more so in charge of the residential.
Right.
So, yeah. Um, we're just really connected. We're like one unit, one entity together, and we take turns keeping up with our different our regular act wholesalers we work with, that we close deals with on the regular. Because you guys will learn this business quick, that new people starting to learn this business, that you're actually gonna see a lot of the same names at the closing table often.
That's a good thing.
mm,
All right, I'll pass the next question to Earl.
so yeah, I want to pick up right where Ambrose kind of left off. So with respect to you guys being so synergized, you share a calendar, you share emails, um, and you have accountability. It sounds like there's a level of accountability. So what does your KPIs for you guys look like? I think I heard a little bit about you have a set a number of buyers you want to add. What other KPIs make your business function?
definitely hitting that buyer goal every week. 25 is the number we like to hit. Usually we'll go over it because
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, we set goals to crush them, and then we end up going over it. So honestly, it might be time to scale that up a little bit. But as far as other KPIs, man, I'm evaluating deals. We like to evaluate deals on the daily to see if it's something we want to pursue. Don't have
Mhm.
a
I
set,
use
don't have a set number on that, so I can't really give you
Me personally, I go for in between 25 to 35 deals a day to evaluate, and I want to at least try to send out 5 good deals a day. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So yeah, that's my department on that aspect. So
Okay, nice. So let's pivot now, because you guys have two departments. One is more residential, and the other is multifamily. So talk a little bit about that multifamily space.
yeah, yeah. So multifamily is a big one. That's ultimately what we're leading. That's the exclusive space we want to be working at. Me and Julius together, half a year from now, is multifamily, and it's because of this. It's because we've become real deep partners with a technology company in the multifamily space. I always like to give the analogy of Open Door. These guys are like the Open Door for multifamily. So
Mm.
yeah, if you guys know anything about Open Door, they disrupted the residential housing market back in 2014, and they were essentially able to give homeowners a fair market offer on their property by leveraging institutional partners, capital partners, and other people alike, leveraging their finances to work on behalf of them to then make these deals happen, filling the gaps, if you will. They had those capital partners, title partners, lawyers, attorney, the whole nine to get a transaction move smoothly and fast. Now enter this company called Oxygen. So now us, me and Julius, being Sirens Unified Investments and Oxygen Ecosystems Incorporated, we're now tag teaming this multifamily space, and we're acting as a boots in the ground acquisition arm for them, and bringing in, connecting with multifamily owners to essentially build up this tech company that is going to lead us to prosperity, man. These guys are our disposition arm. So on the multifamily side, we're honestly more of an acquisition company. I'm doing the marketing to find these multifamily deals, because if any wholesaler try to go from residential to multifamily, you will quickly get connected into this world of emails, of deals that get passed on and daisy chained down a long line. And I've gone through that rabbit hole, and it's something that I'm just not too interested in, if unless it's someone that I'm seriously have worked with in the past. So my main thing, my day to day on the multifamily side is building relationships with multifamily owners. So that's what I do, and I'm able to become a supplement to me and Julius are able to become a supplement to this company Oxygen, so they can then in turn disposition this property in a very efficient way, very refined, very efficient, very systematic, because they're a technology-based company. We're in contact with the founder. That's our point. That's our partner. He was based out of Silicon Valley and sold his first startup to Microsoft. So this guy knows what he's doing in the technology space, and this is his second startup. And we're looking to ramp it up and become a multi-billion-dollar company one day, just like Open Door is. Open Door is on the Nasdaq, like I said earlier, for $14 billion, valued at a $14 billion company. So we're taking this opportunity, and we're just being on the forefront of this technology space in the multifamily industry to, be out there, putting our foot forward.
Very nice. So before I kick it over to Ambrose, so I just want my viewers to kind of really get this picture. So on one end, you guys on the residential side, single family, you guys are really more grounded in the dispo side of it. But then when you jump to multifamily, you're more focused on the ag side, and you have this technology partner that is your dispo partner.
100%.
Now, how did that relationship happen?
Alignment.
Simply put, alignment. Yes, but
Okay.
It happened on from a friend of a friend of a friend to where I was connected with this owner, this founder of the tech company, and it was a crazy when initially when we started transitioning our business onto the multifamily side. We were taking over both aspects. We were finding the deal, we were dispositioning it, and it just happened to where this founder of this tech company was one of the buyers that one of our partners was connected with. And it wasn't even our partner's connection, it was our partner's friend's connection. And I was blessed enough to receive his contact information, and just, I contacted him on the deal, being very transparent. Just want to keep that in mind. I don't like to go around people. But in regards to that deal, I was very transparent in why I was contacting him, and because I'm a big believer in efficiency, and the best way to be efficient is to work jointly with people in a deep partnership. So when I do these multifamily deals, and there might be one or two middlemen on the table, I get that I schedule a meeting with them, and I let them know, hey man, understand there's a lot of players on this team to get the deal done, but we need to work as a team. So being able to work as one entity to get a deal done, that's what I'm a big believer in. So I say all that to say that's how I got in contact with this guy, and he was very impressed with me. And me and Julius really connected with him instantly, because he was a spiritual guy, just like us. He was a big believer in things aligning for a reason. This guy, he spent 6 months out in what was it, the Himalayas, doing yoga for 6 hours every day. He's very much spiritually in tuned, and so he understood the value that me and Julius were bringing to the table, because of the simple fact that we were also spiritually in tuned. So in turn, we'll work harmoniously together because we're like-minded. And that's how that formed. And ever since then, we've become real close. And yeah, definitely. That's how it started.
Awesome. Thanks so much. You got it, Ambrose.
So for my question, right? Any for any newbies wholesaler who's listening to this podcast and basically saying, damn, I want to do a deal today, but not today or like this month, but they don't have no money. How can they go about, getting their first deal done without no money, with no experience or anything like that?
Julius, you want to take that one?
No, I mean, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that question?
So for any newbie wholesaler who's looking to get into the business, right, and they want to do a deal this month, but doesn't have no money or any experience, how can they get their first deal done?
Yeah, JV, definitely JV. Go on your Facebook groups, go on your Craigslist because there's definitely other wholesalers there. Network with other wholesalers, get to know them, and make sure they're just as hungry as you are. And also look for the wholesalers that are that have the collaboration over competition mindset. That's important. When you get them wholesalers that are like, nah, we don't want a JV, we only want to do that. Right?
Julius, you're 100% right, man, because I got to be honest with you. I have run into some people who are like, they think it's a competition, it's a dog eat dog. And I'm like, nah, bro. Nah, I mean, look, the truth is, yeah, there's always, everyone's always looking for the home run, the 40 grand assignment. And that's great. But the truth of the matter is, if you ask your average wholesaler how many assignments they've had above, 20 grand or above 15 grand, you might be you might be hard pressed. You might be hard.
So average is anywhere between 7,500 to 10,000 usually.
Yeah. So I think you're 100% on it.
Fine. So either way, all money is good money. Work with other wholesalers that think like that. You know what I mean? Hey, let's get the deal done because we're getting them done in volume anyway. It's the relationship we're building here.
Right.
And this is where I wish Kivo was here, our other partner. He speaks heavily on this, on this method. He'd rather have $1 than don't have nothing at all. So it makes sense, within a deal, you rather have something than don't have anything. So I really appreciate that. I'll pass the next question, Earl.
All right, yeah. So here's my next question. So far you guys have absolutely been killing it. I mean, 40 minutes we're into the call. We have about 20 people on the live IG, probably another 10 or 15, another 12 on Facebook. And I appreciate you guys for the knowledge you're dropping. So I guess one of the questions that I always like to ask is this. So with respect to all of the areas that you can play in the real estate game, what's your 2021 goal? And what do you see your 5-year goal looking like?
And 2021 goal in terms of this real estate wholesaling business. Initially, what was it, Drew? What did we say we wanted to make on our assignments? We said we wanted to make 500K. That's what it was.
Yeah, roughly.
That was our end company goal, and we agreed that we'd probably crush it, and we're on track to crush it. But ultimately, Earl, a year and a half from now, we want to be the investors, and we've really taken a liking into multifamily. So that's why we're using our residential side of the business to be a supplement for that, to eventually become what's called a syndicator. We want to be the ultimate, because I mean, the smartest, most richest people in the world are those that leverage other people's money. And I believe that syndicators, principals, these multifamily fundraisers are the epitome of that. These guys are leveraging millions of other people's dollars to purchase these freaking apartment complexes, man. And ultimately, that's what we want. That's where we want to go. We right now we're building our track record, affiliating ourselves with the right people. And a year from now, a year and a half from now, we want to be the guys who are saying, hey, you want to toss us 100K, raise this money to buy a 25 unit, 30 unit property with large upside. That's ultimately where we want to go, because we have the knowledge and we have the heart and passion to do it. So those are the ultimate goals, man.
Yeah, most definitely. We want to get into the fix and flip here soon to build a portfolio.
Also, yeah, exactly. Starting with fix and flips as well. Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing. And I don't think you guys realize, but you actually promoted our next show. I'm actually trying to pull up the promo for it. And there it is. I will screen share that with all of you good folks. We actually have a gentleman that Ambrose reached out to and made an amazing connection with. And let me see if I got my screen on share yet. I don't think I do. Oops, hang on. And in that conversation, we found someone that actually is in multifamily syndication. Darren Botchhelder. I apologize, Darren. I think I screwed up your name. But look, man, we're excited, man, because we want to kick it with you. This guy is a syndicator. And ironically, you guys have no idea of what our business goals are, but they're very similar. Our goal was 500K this year. And unlike some people that really want to, master the buy hold and the fix flip, I never wanted to. I always wanted to jump straight to apartment buildings. Mm. And my goal is to use the wholesaling as a way to fuel that endeavor. But look, I didn't even know syndication existed. So that's a whole nother playground now that I got to learn a little bit about. So that's just some exciting stuff.
Our mindsets are very similar, Earl. That's exactly what I've been thinking, man. I mean, I think multifamily is the biggest opportunity in real estate.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Every time I don't even drive for dollars the same way. I used to drive for dollars and I would look for distressed properties. And by the way, that's still a great goal. But as I said on my last live, I think what you want to do is you want to drive for opportunities to find people who are already got their crew on the ground, they're fixing and flipping, and you want to present yourself as someone with a opportunity for a investor to buy. So you actually want to position yourself, because here's the thing: if an investor already has a bunch of contractors rolling in a project, okay, those contractors, they want to actually move on to the next project.
Yeah.
Now, if you roll to them and say, hey, look, I have property in this area, who's the person behind the project? I might be interested in selling it to them. Mm-hmm. Now, what you're now doing is you're leveraging a relationship to find another cash buyer.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And so with respect to driving for dollars, I get excited when I see apartment complexes now, because I see it much bigger than that rundown house.
Yeah. There's the operator. You can, with the knowledge that you have now, I bet when you see an apartment complex, you see the big operation behind it than just a regular building.
You got it. All right. Well, look, Ambrose, man, kill it, man. You got the last question of the day.
So my last question was, if somebody who's listening right now and want to, get in touch with you guys, how can they get in touch with you guys on social media?
And, Jonah, you want to screen share our social media page, if that's all right? Is that all right with you? Earl?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Screen share, my brother.
Go ahead, Jonah.
Sure, bro. Right here. Sirens Unified Investments Facebook page. If you want to JV with us, if you want to get in touch with us, this is the place you're going to want to go.
Also, my email is Julius, Julius, at sirensunified.com. My name is Julius Hardy on Facebook. Yeah.
And this is my number for anyone who wants to just not note that down real quick. Send me a text message. Let me know you came from the podcast. This is my email right here. And Julius is very active on this page, so send us
My
some on there.
information's on that bandit sign down there. Show them that bandit sign, Joe.
Oh yeah, yeah. And here's Julius's information. Here we go.
All right, okay, I love it.
Yeah, okay. Great. Thank you again.
100%.
So, yeah, Earl, that's it.
That's it, man. Hey, guys, another one, man. Another one is in the vault, man. The Triad, man. This is what we do, guys. This is what we do for you guys, the people. We try to bring you guys talent. We try to bring you guys folks who are movers and shakers, folks who are making a difference in this real estate space, man. And we just want to share some love, man. If you're getting any value, if you're getting any kind of insight from this, man, hey, man, just give us a thumbs up, give us a share, give us a like, let us know that you appreciate the work that we're putting in on your behalf. Because we believe that this real estate game, coupled with the pandemic, is going to allow a lot of people to get out of the pain that they're in.
Yeah.
America is never going to be what it used to be.
Never.
People thinking, yeah, man. So get it, man. It's called real estate for a reason. It's real. Amen.
You know, anybody who wants, you know, Jonah and I, we're willing to teach, and we're also looking to add new members to our family as well. So
Great. That's great news right there. It's awesome, for real. Take advantage of it, for real. You know, appreciate it, man.
Love it. All right, man. Take us out, Ambrose.
Hey, guys, this is Ambrose, my partner Earl, and our other partner, Kiva, couldn't be here today. And we are Real Housing Relief, revitalizing the community, one property at a time. See you guys on the next episode.
God bless everybody.
God bless.
All right, you guys are the bomb. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hey, God bless you guys, man.
All right, man. Keep grinding, friends.